Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is vowing to destroy Hamas's terrorist tunnels with or without a ceasefire. And now the military in Israel has called up another 16,000 reservists to do just that. Israel's fight against Hamas terrorists is hard enough on the ground, but there's also a battle in the media. If you look at some reports, you might not be getting the full story. Here's Chris Mitchell with some items you might not have heard from major mainstream media.
Sometimes Israeli officials get frustrated with what they see as incomplete reporting.
Do you not think that it's relevant to report on CNN that the Secretary General of the United Nations yesterday warned against the use of UN schools and shelter for rocket missile depots of Hamas?
It's one of many questionable reports about the war. For example, scenes of destruction within Gaza have been broadcast all over the world. But you may not know some of that damage has been caused by Hamas.
Since the beginning of the conflict, we've had over 200 documented cases of rockets and mortars that were launched from within Gaza that actually struck within Gaza.
According to a Palestinian journal, at least 160 children died building those infamous terror tunnels. Rockets are fired from civilian homes, sometimes against the will of the homeowners. Dr. Lobel from Barzilai Medical Center once treated a woman from Gaza.
She told us that she and her husband were forced to be locked in their room, in their apartment, and the Hamas shot rockets from her courtyard.
The current Palestinian death toll is estimated at more than 1,300. This highly reported number, however, can be deceiving. The Mir Amit Intelligence and Information Center studied the Hamas figures and concluded the Palestinian numbers quoted by the UN, other international organizations, and the media are based mostly on Palestinian sources in Gaza, who have a vested interest in showing that we're killing many civilians. At the beginning of the conflict, according to Memory, the Hamas ministry issued guidelines of how Gazans should report the news. They said, anyone killed or martyred is to be called a civilian from Gaza. Don't forget to always add innocent civilian. Begin your report with the phrase, in response to the cruel Israeli attack. And do not publish close-ups of masked men with heavy weapons. Many homes are booby-trapped.
You walk into a kitchen, booby trap on the toaster, booby trap on the refrigerator. It's the family booby traps. And I'm hard-pressed to think that Hamas did this at the last minute. Hamas prepared for this.
Israel's defense ministry supplies Gaza with tons of food, fuel, and medical supplies on a daily basis. While Article 7 of the Hamas Charter calls for the killing of Jews, Israelis don't celebrate the deaths in Gaza the way many Palestinians celebrate Israeli deaths.
Any Israeli that I know is horrified by the civilian deaths in Gaza.
The current conflict reminds some of the statement by the late Israeli Prime Minister Golda Meir. She said, "We can forgive the Arabs for killing our children. We cannot forgive them for forcing us to kill their children. We will only have peace with the Arabs when they love their children more than they hate us." Chris Mitchell, CBN News, Jerusalem.